This video is on transversals, but we need to review really quick the other angles we know about. Vertical angles are angles straight across from each other, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Vertical angles are congruent. So whatever 1 is, 2 is, whatever 3 is, 4 is. Adjacent angles are beside each other. That really is not what we're focusing on this unit. Complementary angles are two or more angles that when you add them together form 90 degrees or a right angle. Supplementary angles, or two or more angles that when you add them together form a straight line or 180 degrees. Two lines in a plane that never intersect are called parallel lines. Parallel lines are usually noted by these little arrows right here. Parallel lines never cross and they never get further apart. A line that intersects two or more other lines in a plane is called a transversal. So this line, line R, is a transversal. When you have a transversal intersecting two parallel lines, some special kind of angles form. First of all, you have vertical angles. 2 and 4 are vertical, 1 and 3 are vertical, 6 and 8 are vertical, 5 and 7 are vertical. Vertical angles are congruent, they're the same. The three new vocabulary words are alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are on alternate sides of the transversal inside the parallel lines. The alternate interior angles on this transversal are 3 and 5 and 4 and 6. Alternate interior angles are on alternate sides of the transversal and inside the parallel lines. 3 and 5 are alternate interior, 4 and 6 are alternate interior. Alternate interior angles are congruent. They're the same. Alternate exterior angles are on alternate sides of the transversal, but outside the parallel lines, like 2 and 8 and 1 and 7. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So whatever 2 is, 8 is, whatever 1 is, 7 is. Alternate exterior angle. And the last one is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are in the same position on the intersection, like 2 and 6. Those are corresponding angles. 1 and 5, those are corresponding, both on the top left. 3 and 7, both on the bottom right, those are corresponding. 4 and 8, both on the bottom left, those are corresponding. Corresponding angles are congruent. They're the same. Here is a transversal. Quick review. Your vertical angles are 1 and 4, 2 and 3, 5 and 8, 6 and 8, 7. Vertical angles are congruent. Alternate interior are 4 and 5 and 3 and 6. Alternate interior angles are congruent. Your alternate exterior angles are 2 and 7 and 1 and 8. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. And supplementary angles together form 180 degrees or a straight line. So supplementary angles are 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 3 and 4, 2 and 4. All those together form a straight line. Also supplementary are 5 and 6, 6 and 8, 5 and 7, 7 and 8 together form a straight line. And there are other supplementary angles as well we'll talk about here in a minute. So let's suppose that I said angle 4 is 105 degrees. Find the rest of the angles. Well, you could start anywhere you wanted to. I would start with vertical. That's the easiest one for me to see. If 4 is 105, that means 1 is 105. I could say 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles, so they're the same. I could say 4 and 8 are corresponding angles, both on the bottom right, so they're the same. They're both 105. That's all of my congruent angles. So I need to find one supplementary angle. I'll just use 1 and 2. If 1's 105, then 1 plus 2 is 180. So 180 minus 105 equals 75. And if 2 is 75, 3 is 75 because they are vertical angles. If 3 is 75, 6 is 75 because they are alternate interior angles. And if 6 is 75, 7 is 75 because they are vertical angles. or I could say 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. When you do a transversal, you're going to have two measurements. 4 of the 8 are going to be one measurement, and the other 4 are going to be the other measurements. And I just want to point out some other supplementary angles here. 3 and 5 are supplementary. Add them together, get 180. 4 and 6 are supplementary. Add them together, get 180. 1 and 7 are supplementary. 2 and 8 are supplementary. But you don't even have to know those. If you just know 1 and 2 are supplementary, and 1 and 3 are supplementary, and so on, you'll be able to find everything you need to find. All right, so you try it. Angle 1 is 120 degrees. You find angles 2 through 8. You don't have to write what the relationship is, but just think about it as you do it. So try 1 through 8, or try 2 through 8. Knowing that number 1 is 120 degrees, I can find all the rest. It doesn't matter which one I find next. I could say 4 is 120 because they're vertical. I could say 8 is 120 because they're alternate exterior. I could say 5 is 120 because they're corresponding, or I could find a supplementary angle first. If 1 is 120, 180 straight line minus 120 equals 60. And I can find them in any order I want. I'm just going to go down the list for fun. So 3. Well, 3 and 2 are vertical. They're the same. 4 and 1 are vertical. They're the same. 5 and 1 are corresponding. They're the same. Or I could say 5 and 4 alternate interior. They're the same. 6 and 3 are the same because they are alternate interior. 6 and 2 are the same because they are corresponding, both on the top right. Or I could find 6 because 6 and 5 are supplementary. Either way, 60 degrees. If 6 is 60, then 7 is 60 because they're vertical angles, congruent. If 5 is 120, then 8 is 120. Vertical angles, congruent. When you do these, it's kind of easy because 4 of them is going to be one measurement and the other 4 is going to be the other measurement. Before we practice some more transversals, I just want to show you one equation. Here I have a transversal. I'm given two angle measurements. This one is 2x, this one is 10. I'm asked to find the value of x. Well, these two angles are alternate exterior angles. That means they're congruent. That means they're the same. If they're the same, then I can set them equal to each other and say 2x equals 10. And when I say 2x equals 10, I can solve the equation and get 5. Looking back over here, 2 times 5 is 10. That equals 10. They should equal each other because they're alternate exterior angles, which means they're congruent, which means they're the same. So when you have expressions and you're supposed to find the value of x, they're either going to be supplementary and add to 180, but more often than not, they're going to be congruent. They're going to be the same. Just set them equal to each other. Parallel lines cut by a transversal. Something unique happens when parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Certain pairs of angles are congruent, meaning they are equal measure or the same, while other pairs are supplementary, meaning their measures add up to 180. Here are a pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal. Those are your parallel lines. That's your transversal. It asks, can you identify which angles are congruent and which ones are supplementary? We could probably look at them and tell that 1 and 4, 5 and 8 are all the same. 2, 3, 6, and 7 are all the same. But we want to know why they're the same and what they're called. So let's continue with our pair of parallel lines cut by a transversal. Identify which angles are congruent to angle 1. I'll let you think about that one moment. 1 and 4, 5 and 8 are all congruent. 1 and 4 are vertical, 1 and 5 are corresponding, 1 and 8 are alternate exterior. Identify which angles are supplementary to angle 1. Think about that. Supplementary angles are going to be 2, 3, 6, and 7. Types of congruent angles. Below are the pairs of angles that are congruent. Congruent means the same or of equal measure to each other when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Alternate interior angles are angles like 3 and 6, alternate interior. Also, 4 and 5 are alternate interior. Alternate exterior angles are angles like 1 and 8. 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angles. Corresponding angles are angles like 1 and 5, both top left. 8 and 4, both bottom right. Also, 2 and 6, both top right, and 3 and 7, both bottom left. Types of supplementary angles. Below are the pairs of angles that are supplementary to each other when two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. Now here's a new definition. Same side interior angles. I don't get caught up in the fact that you need to know that, but 3 and 5 are called same side interior instead of alternate interior. And 4 and 6 are called same side interior instead of alternate interior. 3 and 6 are alternate interior. 4 and 6 are same side interior. Same side interior angles are supplementary. You can find the measures without knowing that, but it is kind of good to know. And same side exterior angles, they are supplementary, like 1 and 7. 1 and 8 are alternate exterior, they're congruent. 1 and 7 are same side exterior, they are supplementary. Also, 2 and 8 are same side exterior. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior, they're congruent. 2 and 8 are same side exterior, they are supplementary. So here's a practice where it gives us A 120 and we find all the rest. Well, B and A are supplementary, so 180 minus 120 is going to tell me B is going to be 60. B and C are vertical, so C is going to be 60. Or I could say A and C are supplementary, so 180 minus 20 gives me 60. And then D is 120. I could say D and A are vertical, they're the same. Or I could say B and D are supplementary, or C and D are supplementary. E is 120. A and E are corresponding angles. They're both on the top left. If E is 120, H is 120. Vertical angles straight across from each other. And then your supplementary angles, your acute angles are going to be F, which is 60. F and B is the same. They're corresponding. F and C is the same. Alternate interior. And G is going to be 60. G and F are the same. They're vertical. G and C are the same, they're corresponding. G and B are the same, they are alternate exterior angles. So 4 of your angles are going to be 120, AD, E, and H, and 4 of your angles are going to be 60, BC and FG. Practice problem number 1. Which angle forms an alternate interior angle pair with C? I'm going to go through these pretty quick so you can just think of the answer in your head. Don't even have to write it down. Just think of the answer in your head. What is alternate interior with angle C? Remember, alternate means opposite side of the transversal. Alternate interior angles are C and F. Another set of alternate interior angles are D and E. Practice problem number 2. Which angle forms alternate exterior angles with angle B? Just think of the answer in your head. Since alternate angles will be on opposite sides of the transversal and exterior means outside of parallel lines, the answer is G. B and G are alternate exterior angles, which means they are congruent. Also, A and H are alternate exterior angles. They are congruent. Practice problem 3. Angle H corresponds to angle what? Corresponding angles are in the same location on intersection. So if H is on the bottom right of this intersection, it's going to correspond with D, which is on bottom right of that intersection. Other corresponding angles are A and E, both top left, B and F, both top right, C and G, both bottom left. Number 4, which angle forms a same side interior angle pair with angle E? Remember, same side angle pairs are on the same side of the transversal, and if they're interior, they're inside the parallel lines. So C and E are same side parallel angles. D and F are same side interior angles. C and E are same side interior angles. D and F are same side interior angles. Same side interior angles are supplementary. Again, you don't even have to know that to get the answers on a test, but it's good to know. Number 5, which angles form same side exterior angles with angle H? Well, same side. It's going to be B, and exterior B, outside the parallel lines, because same side means same side of the transversal, and exterior means outside the parallel lines. So B and H are same side exterior, they're supplementary. Also, A and G are same side exterior, they are supplementary. Number 10, we skipped a few. Solve for all the missing angle measures. This says assume M is parallel to N. So if this angle is 56, it wants us to find angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. Angle 1 is supplementary, so I'm going to say 180 minus 56 to get it. Angle 2 is vertical. It's going to be the same, so angle 2 is going to be 56. And angle 3 is also going to be supplementary to the 56, or congruent to the 1 because they're vertical angles. So 2 is going to be 56, and 1 and 3 are both going to be whatever 180 minus 56 is, which is 124. Okay, so we found these two to be 124, these two to be 56. Now I want you to find 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'll give you a moment to think about that. All right, 4 is going to be 56 because it corresponds with the 56, or it's alternate interior with this 56. Let's go ahead and reveal them. 5 is 124, corresponds with that 124, alternate interior with that 124. 6 is 124, it's vertical with that 124, corresponds with that one, and alternate exterior with that one. And then 56 is going to be, 7 is going to be 56, vertical with this one, corresponds with this one, alternate exterior with that one. So here's one where we have two alternate exterior angles. We know they're the same. If it asked us to solve for X, and we know they're the same, they're congruent, then we would set them equal to each other. So instead of you working out, just watch what it does. I would set 2x minus 4 equal to 120 because they're congruent, they're the same. Then you solve the equation by isolating the variable. Add 4 to both sides. You get 2x equals 124. Then, to get rid of the times 2, you divide both sides by 2. 124 divided by 2 is 62. So if you have an expression like this, and they're congruent, set up an equation. And I will end by putting these up here. So the 3 main vocabulary words for this video are alternate interior. 3 and 5, 4 and 6 are alternate interior. They're congruent, they're the same. Alternate exterior, like 1 and 7, and also 2 and 8. Alternate exterior angles are congruent, they're the same. And corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are on the same location, like 1 and 5, both top left. 2 and 6, both top right. 4 and 8, both bottom left. 3 and 7, both bottom right. Corresponding angles are congruent. Thank you.